His name was Rex, military working dog T-194, a Belgian Malinois, German Shepherd cross assigned to the 82nd Airborne Division out of Fort Liberty, North Carolina. The Army had paid $18,000 for him in 2017, flown him across the Atlantic twice, and fitted him with a custom tactical vest that cost more than most soldiers made in 3 months. On paper he was government property. In reality he belonged to one man, Staff Sergeant Elijah Eli Carter, handler, best friend, and the only human Rex had ever truly trusted. They had done 3 tours together. Helmand in 2018, Syria in 2020, and finally Kabul in August 2021, when the world seemed to come apart at the way cheap plywood does under a sledgehammer. Rex was the best explosives detection dog in the battalion. He could smell a buried IED from 30 meters on a windy day, could clear a 3-story building faster than a 6-man team, and once dragged a wounded Eli 50 meters through Taliban fire after an RPG took half the patrol apart. The men called him the $1 Million Nose. Eli just called him Buddy. On the night of August 26, 2021, they were working the north gate of Hamid Karzai International Airport. The crowd was a living thing, screaming, pushing, climbing the wire. Rex had to keep sniffing through dust and cordite and human terror. Eli's radio kept crackling with orders nobody wanted to hear. Prepare for extraction, consolidate, leave equipment, leave dogs if necessary. Leave dogs. The words didn't make sense. Rex sat beside Eli, ears pricked, waiting for the next command the way he always did. When the suicide bomber walked up to Abbey Gate, Rex caught the scent first, ammonium nitrate soaked in fear sweat. He lunged, barking the alert that probably saved 100 lives, but the blast still came. The concussion threw Eli 20 feet. When he woke up on a medevac bird, Rex was not beside him. Eli screamed himself hoarse asking about his dog. A Navy corpsman, face black with soot, just shook his head. Too many people, Sarge. Dogs didn't make the manifest. I'm sorry. They told him Rex had bolted in the explosion. Some said he was seen running toward the sewage canal that ran along the airport perimeter. Others said he'd been shot by retreating Afghan commandos who thought he was feral. A few claimed a Marine had put him on a British C-17 at the last minute. None of the stories matched. Eli came home missing the hearing in his left ear and most of the feeling in his right leg. He spent 8 months in Walter Reed learning to walk again, and every night he dreamed of the same thing. Rex sitting on a cobble sidewalk, head down, staring into a storm drain as if waiting for his handler to climb out of it. In November 2022, a grainy photograph appeared on a Facebook group called Bring Our Military Dogs Home. A thin shepherd mix, ribs showing, sitting on a cracked sidewalk in Kabul. The dog's left ear was torn, his muzzle going gray, but the eyes were unmistakable. Someone had drawn a yellow arrow pointing to a rusted drainage grate beside him. The caption, in Dari and broken English, read, "This dog waits every day here since the Americans left. He does not leave." Within hours the photo had 50,000 shares. Veterans who had never met Eli sent money. A retired Green Beret dog handler in Texas started a GoFundMe that raised $87,000 in 4 days. SPCA International and the Kabul Small Animal Rescue began searching the streets. They found him exactly where the picture showed, the corner of Street 15 in Wazir Akbar Khan, beside the same open storm drain he had sat next to for 15 months. He had lost 30 pounds. His paws were shredded from pacing concrete. Local kids fed him scraps of naan, shopkeepers left out water bowls.
They called him Sag-e-Amriki, the American dog. When the rescue team approached, Rex didn't run. He simply lowered his head the way he used to when Eli told him, "Revier, search." But his tail did not wag. He had stopped believing in miracles a long time ago. The paperwork to bring a stray dog out of Afghanistan was insane. Export permits, rabies titters, airline approvals, Taliban stamps. It took 4 more months. Eli flew to Doha on his own dime and waited at the cargo terminal like a nervous father. When they wheeled out the crate, he dropped his crutches and fell to his knees. Rex sniffed once, twice. Then the whine that came out of him was something between a sob and a war cry. He slammed against the crate door so hard he bloodied his nose. The Qatar Airways staff cried. The U.S. Army liaison cried. Eli just kept saying, "I'm here, buddy. I'm late, but I'm here." They quarantined Rex in Virginia for 30 days. Eli slept on the floor outside the kennel every single night. On day 31, a veterinarian opened the gate and Rex walked out on stiff legs, straight to Eli, and placed his graying head in his handler's lap exactly the way he had the first day they were teamed in Lackland AFB 6 years earlier. The Army regulation says military working dogs are retired at age 10 or after serious injury. Rex was 9.5 and had shrapnel in his spine. The paperwork was signed in 48 hours. Rex became a civilian on a Tuesday afternoon, microchipped now as Rex Carter. They gave him a small ceremony at Fort Liberty. 300 paratroopers showed up in dress blues. Someone played bagpipes. Rex sat at Ellie's left side, wearing a tiny service vest that read, "Retired Badass." When the bugler hit the last note of taps, Rex lifted his head and howled. Long, low, heartbreaking. Every soldier there lost it. Eli bought 10 acres outside Fayetteville with a wraparound porch. Rex has a heated orthopedic bed, a freezer full of ribeye, and a yard big enough to chase squirrels again. Some nights Eli wakes up to find the old dog standing at the bedroom window, staring into the dark, as if still listening for incoming mortars. Eli just calls him back to bed. Rex comes, but slowly. He is still on guard. He always will be. 15 months beside a Kabul storm drain, waiting for a man the world said would never return. There are medals for valor, and Purple Hearts for wounds, but the Army has no ribbon for loyalty like that. So the soldiers who knew the story simply say, "That dog is the bravest paratrooper any of us ever served with." And every year, on the 26th of August, Eli drives Rex to the same spot on Fort Liberty's drop zone where they used to load Chinooks for deployment. Eli opens the truck door. Rex hops down, stiff, gray, magnificent, and sits. He looks up at the sky the way he once looked into that drain. Eli kneels, scratches behind the torn ear, and whispers the same words every time. "I'm not late anymore, buddy. I'm right here." And for the first time in his life, Rex's tail wags like it means it.